right into it.
All right, so at the 3 o'clock position here on Xel'Naga Fortress, we have TSL Alive. Of course, it says Alive Foyu right there, formerly of Foyu. He is our Purple Terran player's opponent. In the top of the left-hand corner is Startail Rainbow. As you can tell by his name, they are playing on the Korean server, so lag should not be an issue whatsoever for these two players.
No, it should not. And both of these guys have really, really good TVT. Pretty similar styles. Rainbow really likes the Marine tank style.
Yep.
He's one of those players that uses it in just about every matchup, and he's been using it forever. I mean, since back in the beta days, and he uses it to great effect. And that's one thing we've noticed about the Koreans is that they have those 3 different unique styles of TVT that they actually rotate through. They can change it up. They have that heavy Marauder Marine tank style, so like the biomech style. Then they have, then they have then they have the all the fan too.
Yeah, I know.
Then they have the all bio style, just all mass Rax's bio style with aggressive expansions, and then they have the mech style that we see everyone using here in North America.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the mech style has certainly taken root worldwide as well.
Yeah.
The European players were the first foreigners to really start prolifically using it. I saw a lot of North American players still kind of stuck on pretty basic Marine tank timing.
Good, he's like
that,
you
so.
idiots. I've been using mechs since day one.
Jawohl, I have told you. The tanks, they are so good. Anyway, barracks, it looks like no gas first for either of the players. Barracks were first. And so pretty conventional builds of both these players so far. It's really going to be telling us to when they get second gas or if they're going to save up, of course, for that quick factory, go into some sort of a Hellion opening.
So standard from both these players. Identical pace, Marine and orbital timing. Oh! Canceled the Marine in lieu of a Tech Lab. Mr.
Right.
Rainbow did.
And there it is. And there's gas number 2.
That was interesting. Does he have an SCV out on the map?
Let's see. Take a look at his vision. Nope. No scouting.
Okay. So that seemed like a very spur of the moment thing. The Marine was halfway done.
He's got He's leading with Reaper and then into double gas, so he is going to follow this up. Blue Flame Hellions could be a Banshee transition, something like that. This is the version of Xel'Naga Fortress with no expiring Xel'Naga Tower in the middle. So let's see how that comes into play. And there's
his
factory
Reaper
right away
opener is going to get scouted here.
Yes, it
is.
Because Alive's got to be thinking that's a little bit late for anything to have, not come out of that barrack so far.
Yeah. So he knows exactly what's going on at this point. He's actually going to leave his SCV in the main, interestingly enough. Not even really trying to hide it. That's actually kind of close to the ramp. Well, I guess it's hidden.
Yeah, because if you were going to hide something, you would think it would be around here. So
well, that's in the Reaper path, though.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So here we
Be
go.
real careful about that.
Rainbow going to make his way in. Marine's
He
already
sees
in
the
position.
factory and 4 Marines,
Yep.
so gets a little bit of vital scouting info. But you want your Reaper to pay off a little bit more than that. He's probably going to want to sneak in here and potentially get another kill. Just really, really scouting around with his Reaper right now. He's... Oh, wow.
I actually thought if the Marines had pulled back a second, they were going to be out of range of the Reaper.
So
but
did I.
That goes down. That's 100 resources down the drain.
And now he's also pushing, I believe.
Yes.
Now that Reaper's down, there's only going to be a single Marine. No units in production right now for...
Well, just one Hellion now.
Just one Hellion. So he's going to have to hold all 5 of these Marines. Or no, 4 Marines and a Hellion.
Yeah.
With 2 Marines and a Hellion. And I think Rainbow could sustain some significant damage here. The depot does not go up. And oh no, he is in a lot of trouble here. Alive, focusing down the Hellion. Is he going to get it? They're both might be getting...
that was actually a good switch of fire from the Marine.
Yeah.
Does the last hit on the Hellion, then comes back. So
that went really well for Rainbow. That could have been a lot worse.
yeah, absolutely. Let's actually take a look. Yeah, it looks like just 2 workers killed altogether for Alive, and I don't know if that Tech Lab got scouted where it was. Actually, let me take a look at that. It did, so he's doing a pretty smart thing right now and just going ahead and switching the Tech Lab onto the factory to get Blue Flame Hellions because he's counting on his opponent to overcommit into air defense for Banshees, but that's not even going to happen because he's going to come, or that is Alive, who's going to come right back with a Cloaked Banshee of his own.
All right, so Cloaked Banshees it is. I'm actually a fan of the delayed Cloaked Banshee, or just, I'm just a fan of the Banshee opener in general.
Sure.
I've been using it a lot in TVT. And we talked about this in a lot of casts, that you can really get so much out of that early game Banshee because
Certainly.
you're dealing with Marines without combat shield, without stim. If they don't have an NG bay, things can get very, very dicey for your opponent. But even if you don't do all the damage in the world and just outright win the game, you're going to get a lot of map control, and you're going to force, production of turrets. You're going to force a Raven, things of that nature. So I think the Banshee opener is really solid.
We do have a Viking already up for Rainbow. Ooh, he's about, let's see, he's at 50 energy. Let's see if he uses it before this Banshee comes in. If he drops down a Mule, this is actually potentially game deciding. And looks like the Banshee has been shown, so he will save the energy. Cloak goes down. We'll probably see an NG Bay fall pretty soon.
Wow, Rain all over this.
Yeah.
All over this. I mean,
Yeah, Rainbow's got a
100%
pretty good
ready.
read on that.
and I think he's going to follow it up with a Raven here, and he already has those 2 Vikings out, so I feel like these Banshees are just really not going to accomplish very much at all, and I think this is going to put Rainbow ahead. Oh, is he going to get that Banshee? No. So his scan is burned.
Forces
and
a scan and has 3 kills on it, so all right.
he's going to have to wait until this Raven gets up. He has nothing to detect the second Banshee. We've got 10 more seconds on the orbital. The Raven has about 10 more seconds as well. So this Banshee is going to be able to get quite a bit done. He's just killing a ton of SCVs right now, and that's the best possible situation Alive could have hoped for.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 kills already. He's taking out attacking units as well as workers. Take a look at what kill. 13 now to just 1, so it's a very, very good position for him. And he knows he can't get away from the Vikings.
15
picks
kills.
off a couple more kills. Wow.
Yeah. And you see that a lot with some of those early Banshees.
And he's got another base coming up, and he's
Yeah.
already on Marine tank now.
Alive looking really solid, which honestly sucks for Rain, because Rain was all over that. He knew the Banshees were coming. He had the 2 Vikings out. He saved the scan. It was just luck of the draw. He didn't get that 1 Banshee, and then his Raven, I guess, was a little bit late. And
I can only imagine what would happen if he had not used that first scan, because that drove the first Banshee away. Second one, even with detection coming up, was able to get 15 kills. That first one would have gotten that many as well, and that could have outright ended the game right there. So Rainbow forced into a pretty big attack right now. We actually have a second starport coming up on just 1 base for the time being, so he has no intention of expanding.
Interesting.
And Alive with already 2 orbital commands up and producing an enormous force. As long as he can hold off 1 push, and these Hellions are going to have no opportunity to break through the structures with the units that are at the front here for Alive, he's going to be doing all right.
yeah, his production's looking real solid here. He's going with the Marine tank style. As soon as he gets Siege, it's going to be very, very difficult for Rainbow to attack here. I'm not sure what Rainbow's game plan is. He's obviously going Sky Terran. He's going to add some Banshees in here, take air control with these Vikings, but man, if he doesn't hit this 1 push,
Yeah.
he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have a second CC anywhere in sight.
No, you're absolutely right. Looks like 1 Hellion was able to make its way in there.
What kind of add-ons is-
Alive? Let's see,
Ooh.
1 reactor and 1 tech lab.
Wow, all this off 1
Banshee
base.
Viking. Yes, indeed. I mean, we're getting pretty all in now. So, okay, Hellions are going to push their way up. What does Alive have in store? It looks like not. Well, he looks like he went over to Marauders. I thought he had a
Oh, there
good
we
force.
go.
Okay, the rest of them were sitting at the back. Yeah. Okay, I knew he had a lot more units than what he was showing at the front. There's the scan already. Alive is picking up. I mean, who cares? I mean, he can sit on 1 base against his opponent for a while, too, and just abuse mules and then expand afterwards, because he already
Absolutely.
has the command center constructed. So here comes Rainbow. He's going to poke in with his air units. There's already a few Vikings up for Alive, though, and he has a Raven of his own. It drops down a point defense drone, has plenty of energy. So for the time being, Alive is actually winning the air battle.
I really think a Thor would be huge for Alive right now. If he could manage to pinch out, just 1 Thor, that would absolutely shut down a lot of this airplay from Rainbow. But as is, he's going to have to rely on his Marines and his insuperior Viking count, which is actually taking some pot shots right now. And oh, he's got to be careful with those Marines, because Rainbow is doing a great job microing, and he's trying to find a window of opportunity here. Picks off the Raven. So now his cloaked Banshees could potentially get in there and do some harassment. I'm not sure why he's not working that angle from the left side.
We got more Vikings coming up, and Rainbow actually lost his Raven as well. Lost his Raven and one of his Vikings. Oh, God, and he lands his Vikings, and one immediately disappears to the Siege Tank as the starport is providing vision onto the low ground. So all of a sudden, Rainbow just lost control of the skies, and this Banshee came back. 10 kills, 11 kills, 12 kills. That's going to continue to go up. And at the same time, look at this. Alive's just going to push out. Looks like these Hellions are going to make their way in. They are going to roast a few Marines, but the damage from the Siege Tank is going to be too much for them to bear. And Rainbow GG's.